Okay, folks, time for the next exciting chapter of Survival, the story of Jeremy Friel. Well, I think the last time we got to actually in the hospital and therapy and all that shit. So, let's discuss some of the things I did. Uh, well, I know I talked about how at the end of my therapy, it was cut down to half a day, and I started attending class at Edinburgh University twice a week in the afternoon on Tuesday and a Thursday. And then I'd come home on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday and have that half the day to myself. So I would start practicing walking and rehab myself, exercising, doing whatever I could do. So, well, let me remember back then. Yeah, I remember, okay. I discharged in May of 97 from therapy completely. Back then I was on a walker, technically, but using a cane, so I was getting better. Yeah. See, then in that summertime, I took some summer classes so I could get back. I took a couple summer courses at Edinburgh. Where I made some good friends, some good study buddies. There's one nice looking blonde chick that was in my class, and we had fun. Went down to the peninsula for a study break. But yeah, and then I re-enrolled in the fall. Oh yeah, I also had my honorable discharge ceremony that summer from the Marine Corps, since I was finally able to walk again. And I had that on tape. And I also have my 21st birthday party on tape too. That's kind of crazy. I'm still in the wheelchair. You know, my legs are really thin. You know, because I ain't done any weightlifting or anything. My left side just been atrophying. So, I look pretty sickly. Not even half a man, like a quarter of a man what I am now. But, it's not back then. So, I've come back from all that shit. And then, let's see. So I went to summer school, went to summer classes, got my grade, got a couple grades, good grades. You know, with the help of my study buddy, my tutor, you know, classmate. So, but yeah. Then that fall, I went to the band. I went back full time, Edinburgh, and now this is the really kind of fucked up part of the story, because even though I had a major brain injury, it was, you know, I had mental difficulties with my memory and shit, the state wouldn't pay for my school unless I took a full load. Does that make any sense? No, it does not. But I did what I had to do. So I tried it. I didn't get any higher than a C because having that much shit at one time was just super difficult. You know, coming off a traumatic brain injury and stuff. So, but the semester was kind of cool. I had fun, learning experience. I mean, I didn't know. Well, my roommate was a fellow reserve of mine, Marine reservist. So I told him we'd live on the third floor because in their dormitory, the first floor was reserved for all the disabled, handicapped students. You know, kids in wheelchairs and that kind of stuff. But I told my buddy, I was like, listen, I ain't gonna make you do that. We'll live on the third floor for the regular students. And I'll just learn how to walk the stairs, and they have an elevator, so I'll be alright. And actually, it was kind of cool because this semester, I mean, we had some good guys on our floor. I told them I wanted to practice walking the stairs, and they helped me. You know, one would stand in front of me, one would stand behind me, and they made sure I didn't fall. So it was cool. So I made a lot of good buddies while I was there. Plus, I had some interesting times in that dormitory. We learned new ways to play the game Spades. It was a shortened version. We only have 5 cards. It's kind of cool. It was faster version. So, but it was fun. We used to have Spade tournaments and shit like that. And back in those when I was just turned, well, I was 22. Yeah, I was 22 when I started there. It was a year after my accident, 22. So, and so was Jeff, he was the same age as me. So, my roommate. But, that school year didn't really turn out that well. I mean, that first semester I had all C's and one withdrawal. So, it really wasn't being too successful taking a full load. So, I was like, fuck it. I don't need to state. I dropped down to one class in the spring, got interested in fitness, started working out a lot at the fitness center at school, and also they had these rock climbing gym. They took an old racquetball court and put up rock climbing walls in it. And one wall that was straight up and down, one wall that was an overhang, another wall that was went inwards. So it was kind of cool. I used to spend hours in there, and that brought my left side back to life. I mean, not completely, but it helped to start bringing it back to life. You know, I would spend hours in there, rock climbing on the wall and shit like that. I think the kids thought I was crazy at working there, but whatever. I made good friends. So that was one thing. But then I got interested in working in the fitness center. So after that first year, I started working at the fitness center. Got interested in personal training. And then after that year, we got 6 months ago. After that year, I decided to go and try it. Well, my father had moved from Houston, Texas to Raleigh, North Carolina to get closer to me. So I thought, well, what the hell? I'll go try living with him for the first time ever. I mean, I had been down in Houston for a month at a time, but I had never lived with him. So I decided to quit school that semester and move down to Raleigh, North Carolina, and try my hand in personal training. So let's try this. No, I don't want to tell you. Yeah. So I got a job at Gold's Gym. Well, I flew down to Raleigh, had a couple interviews, which was kind of cool. But they get hired. Not surprised, but I tried. So, hey, you don't know unless you try. So, but I started working at Gold's Gym in Raleigh. Did that for 9 months. And while I was there, I was doing okay. But then the whole thing ended in February of 2000. Or March 2000. When their owner walked in and saw me working in the snack bar like I always did. And he didn't like a disabled person working in his health club. So I got a call that night. And my boss said, we have to let you go. And I was like, what for? I didn't do anything. Well, some people are just like that, so I called Dad from South Carolina, and I moved down there. Moved to Anderson, started working at Metco Incorporated, Dad's business in Anderson that he had bought into when I got hurt. So I worked there for 2.5 years, and that was a different experience, but we'll go over that in the next clip. But like I said, right now I'm on disability. I'm working at Metco. Of course, we really didn't know the rules, but we'll talk about that later. But I'm working there and working at Red Lobster as a host. So I have my 2 jobs. And that started my experience in South Carolina. So, there for Anderson for 2.5 years. And we'll continue this in the next video. So, see ya.